Hey, ProEnzo.
Hello, Sam. Should be good.
What's going on, chat?
How is everyone?
Hey!
Yeah, the draw's out. Let's fucking go, cunt. Fuck yeah. Fucking Christmas, cunts.
Yeah.
Christmas 2.0.
Oh.
Righto. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 29. Hope everyone's doing well on this Tuesday night. It is currently 7:10 p.m. here in New South Wales. The 2022 NRL draw was released this morning about 10:30 a.m. It was supposed to be 11 a.m., but if you were obsessed like I am, and you were having a look for early spoilers, NRL.com released them at 10:30 without telling everyone. So the draw's out. I did a live stream this afternoon about the draw, my live reaction to it. I was joined by CJ Moxley and Warriors NRL Fanatics out of nowhere. So I'd like to thank them for coming on the show. But tonight we're going to have a close look at the draw. Me and ProEnzo, Vidz, and Sam REVILL, we're going to dissect the draw. We're going to pick out some games that we're going to try and attend. And we're also going to talk about the draw itself and what we think about it. Is it a good draw? Is it a shit draw? Is it a decent draw? Well, you guys can tell us, and we'll give you our honest opinion. If you, Sam REVILL, ProEnzo, Vidz, how are you, fellas? Sam, mate, how are you going, bro?
Oh, it's Christmas Day, mate. I'm very happy. Thank you again for having me. Hello, ProEnzo. Hello, chat. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this more in depth with you.
ProEnzo, Vidz, mate, how are you going? Manly got a nice soft draw. Typical for the NRL to protect Turbo, but I guess I'm not surprised by that. Mate, what are your thoughts on the draw? And, mate, how the hell are you?
Oh, you got to respect Turbo. Of course, you got to respect the greatest player of all time. No, I'm joking. But, I'm keen to talk about the draw itself, go into depth about it a bit more, and, yeah, it should be good.
We will put it up on the screen very soon. We'll go through each round and we'll pick out a good game for that round. And I guess we can give the rounds a rating out of 10 maybe just to see what rounds are good. I was watching the Entertain House before. He did a live reaction to it as well. And it was very well put. And he also wrote down games that he was going to attempt. So we'll go for each round and we'll see what we like. And obviously anything can happen next year because we don't know how teams are going to go. But we have an idea on who the great teams will be and shit like that. So I guess we'll have a look. So what I mean by that, Penrith versus Melbourne, great game. Tigers versus Titans, yuck. You know what I mean? So we'll get into it a bit like that. But before we get into anything, make sure you guys go ahead and like this live stream. Go and check out ProEnzo, Vidz, and Sam REVILL on YouTube. Both of their YouTube channels are in the link of the description below. And most importantly, if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. PayPal is in the link below as well. But I want to ask you first, ProEnzo, Vidz, mate. You're a Manly Seagull supporter, and obviously Manly. I think Manly have got a very good draw. What are your thoughts on Manly's draw, and what do you expect them to see from Manly next year? Considering they got a lot of good games at Brookvale Oval, and mate, what are your thoughts on their draw overall? What do you think about it?
Yeah, so as I was looking through it, I thought Manly starts a bit tough. I think the opening 8 or 9 rounds is a bit interesting, actually. I think because we played Panthers round 1, which is going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a good one. Then Roosters after in round 2 in Gosford, which is going to be, back-to-back tough games. So I guess it's a good early opening test for us. And then after that's Bulldogs, which is, not that hard, I guess. But then round 4, we got Canberra. Got Canberra in round 4 at Mudgee. So I'm glad Manly going to take another game back to Glenn Willow Stadium at Mudgee because I thought it was great how they played the Titans there early this year. So good to see them back playing there again. And then I believe after that, it's the Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium on a Thursday night. I think that's a game that has potential. I mean, last time, refs probably ruined that game when we played them last time. But yeah, that's always going to be a gritty sort of game when them two play. Round 6, I think round 6 was the Titans. We played Titans at Four Pines Park. I think that's the next game after the Knights, which is, I wouldn't say it's hard either. But then round 7, I think round 7 gets tougher. Sharks for Anzac round, where the first game that kicks it off. And, Sharks are definitely going to be a better team next year. So I think that's going to be a tough one for us personally. And then round 8, a day before my birthday, I'll try and go to the Central Coast if I can. And, yeah, that's Manly and the Rabbitohs on a Friday night. So that's going to be very, very good, that game as well. So I think it's a tough start, but then around the end of the year in particular, it gets better. So I think I'm fine with it, actually. It's a good draw.
You're the best player in the world, mate. I wouldn't be worried about anything. I think he's got a good run. The only teams you should be worried about, bro, is probably Penrith, Melbourne, Roosters. Everyone else you're probably expected to beat, really. Realistically, like, looking from a Manly point of view from last year, the only teams that Manly should really be worried about is probably, obviously, the Premiers Penrith, who you only played once last year. Melbourne, who you struggled against, but we all know you can beat Melbourne. It's a rivalry game. And the Roosters back at full strength. They're the 3 teams that I think Manly will want to be beating the most. Obviously, I think Manly will do well against the other sides, but they're probably the 3 teams that Manly are worried about the most, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd agree, actually, because they're the teams that we have to try and overcome, because I think Manly, they had a great season this year, but they're going to be a bit more consistent against some of the bigger clubs like you said, Penrith, Melbourne, and all that. So it's going to be
you got to be a bit more skeptical as well, because it's a new year, teams are different, you don't know what's going to happen. So a team like the Sharks, or a team like Parramatta, or a team like I don't know, the Warriors or the Dragons, just someone out of the blue that might come up and have a big year, and next minute they're beating you 14, 12 or 10 minutes to go, and you're like, I didn't expect this to happen. So expect the unexpected. Sam, mate, obviously our Cowboys got a fairly good draw. We don't play in Sydney until about round 12 or something like that. Mate, what are your initial thoughts on the Cowboys draw? I think they only played one game out of Sydney. I think they played Canberra before round 12, but outside of that, they're up in Queensland. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys draw?
Yeah, just quickly, I want to say that Manly's first 2 games are pretty tough indeed, and I can't wait to see their Thursday night games when they both take on Melbourne. So that's something to look forward to for Manly fans. For me, and for the North Queensland, I love my draw, man. I think we got it really easily. There's no 5-day turnarounds in our draw this next year, man.
I didn't even know that.
How good is that? Our first 7 games, 6 of the 7 are in Queensland. The only time that we leave Queensland is to come down to Canberra, and besides that, our start is good, but we finish with Rabbits and Penrith back-to-back to finish out the year. But that's just probably the most important, toughest part of our year, I think. And I like our draw. I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10, man.
Mate, I said this last year. The Cowboys last year had a great draw as well. They didn't play in Sydney till I think it was like once out of the first 12 rounds or something. And I said, if Cowboys have a good start, they'll make the 8. And they had a bad start, then they had a good period, and then they didn't do anything. But I guess now with the whole vaccination rate very high, the clubs will be able to travel in and out of each state now. If they're all fully vaccinated, which I think most clubs are getting to that stage now, everyone will be good and ready to go. So you wouldn't expect any more disruptions with the virus because of the vaccination rate high as it is. So you think everything would be back to normal by next year. But, mate, I think we got very lucky with the draw. We always seem to get a lot of games in Queensland. You have a look at it. Every club goes to the NRL and they say, right, we want this for the draw. Like, for example, the Cowboys want Saturday games at Townsville because Thursday and Friday night can be a bit difficult for them. Sundays aren't the best, but they're doable, I guess. Saturdays is the best time for the Cowboys, especially in Townsville. The Tigers would have went, righto, we want games at Leichhardt Oval on a Sunday afternoon. The Panthers would have went, we want games on Thursday and Friday nights. and all that situation. Every club goes to the NRL for what they want to do or what they would like with the draw. And the NRL at least give them one or two things that they want all the time, which is always a good thing. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think the Cowboys draw is very good. We don't play that many of the top 4 sides from last year. I think we only play them once from memory.
I think of what I read on NRL.com is that we only play Storm, Manly, and Souths once, and those three teams, those three teams occupied the top 4 this season. We only get to play them once, so that's pretty cool for us. But I mean, we came in 15th, so
we need all the good games that we can get.
We've got 9 or 8 Channel 9 games as well. Probably not that much, surely. But yeah, it's above 6. It's above 6 Channel 9 games we've got.
So it should be. You know, we're a big club up in Townsville. We've got a great fan base. We've got a great stadium. We should be having a lot of games on free TV. And plus, we've got the best player of all time in Thurston, who's doing the coverage for Channel 9. So we should be having a lot of free-to-air games. And I'm glad we do. I'm very glad that we have free-to-air games. All right. Let's get into a team that I believe got absolutely ruined with the draw. I think they got absolutely destroyed. And I'm not going to say I feel sorry for them, but I think they were a little bit hard done by. The Bulldogs were absolutely belted with the draw. Their first 10 games is very, very difficult. I think the Broncos and the Cowboys are the only teams they play in the first 10 rounds that have actually missed the top 8 last year. Everything else is like the whole top 8 pretty much, and they play some of the teams twice. Were the Bulldogs hard done by with the draw? Sam, I'll ask you, mate. What do you reckon about the Dogs? Were they hard done by with the draw?
Hard to say hard done by, but yeah, they got battered in the draw. I think considering where they finished this year and looking at other teams' futures potentially for next season, they got really hard draw, man, for the first 6 rounds. Yeah, very harsh.
Poor bastards. Poor bastards. Lorenzo, did the Bulldogs get... well, let me just go out and say it. Did the Bulldogs get fucked over in the draw? What do you reckon, Lorenzo?
Well, I agree with what Sam said before, but yeah, I think their start's very tough. Like I think considering how they went last year, in 2021. Like I think their opening couple of games are pretty tough. I mean, Cowboys and Broncos are games they can potentially win, but then after that, Manly, Storm,
very hard.
Panthers, South. Yeah, it's
Roosters,
it's very, very tough. Yeah, it's that's gonna be the period where it's gonna probably test them the most, because I feel like they can at least maybe go 1-5. That's what I feel like.
I'll tell you what though, the Bulldogs for mine, I mean, they won the wooden spoon in 2021. Going into next year, the Bulldogs are looking to build and go well. But the problem is they've got new combinations and they all got to gel as a team. And to play pretty much a lot of the top 4 and top 6 from last year, some of them twice in the first 10 weeks is not easy, man. And it happened to the Broncos as well. I will say last year the Broncos had a really tough start as well. They had a lot of top sides as well. So I get it. But fuck me, man. That's a tough draw for the Dogs. I think obviously anything can happen next year and any team can do anything. There's no doubt about that. But if you're talking about teams that won the draw and lost the draw, I think the Bulldogs definitely lost the draw. They were battered in the draw. They were belted.
Hey Nick, can I add on another team, in my opinion, who got dudded in the draw?
Yeah.
Or has a really hard draw? I think St. George Illawarra do it tough.
Really?
Yeah, so hear me out. So 5 of the first 7 matches that they play are against teams that finished inside the top 8 this year. Those other 2 games is an interstate game against the Warriors and the local derby against the Sharks.
That is a good point. See, I was given a rating on the draws earlier in my live stream. I gave the Dragons draw like a 6 out of 10. I thought it was probably one of the better draws. I don't think it's that difficult for them because I think the Dragons are building nicely, but I didn't realize that. I think they've got a good run home from what I remember. I think the last 8 games or something were very good. So you look at it, 25 rounds in a season. 10 wins got you there last year, the top 8. 10 wins got you in there. You have to think 12 wins probably gets you in the top 8 now. 12 would get you inside the top 8. 11 is pushing for that 8th position. 10 wins. You might get in with 10 wins again if results go your way and teams lose, but you'd have to think 11, 12 wins will probably get you in the top 8. You reckon, Sam?
Yes, it would. And to bookend the Dragons, so they start the year against the Warriors and vice versa. Warriors start their season against St. George, and they meet up again in round 11. And it'll be interesting to see where those two clubs meet, because I think the Warriors draw for the first 5 rounds is actually, they're all winnable. Just as easily losable, but their first 5 games are winnable, and then the next 5 are pretty dicey for the Warriors. So it'll be interesting to see how those two teams look after the end of round 11, because I think they're pretty similarly matched, because that Warriors-Dragons game, which is now taking place on a Saturday up there at the Sunshine Coast, that's a game for me that looks like it's a battle between 2 massive forward packs, and I think they're just going to get in and mush it up against one another, man. So I'm really looking forward to see the trajectory of those 2 teams, because they also only finished one behind the other on the ladder as well at the end of the year.
I want to get your opinions on this one as well. Lorenzo, I'll ask you first. Mate, some teams play each other twice in the first 6 weeks. Now, the Cowboys play the Raiders twice in the first 6 weeks. I believe there was another game there in the first 6 weeks. Mate, what are your thoughts on someone playing someone in round 2 and then again in round 6 or round 7? Is that ridiculous? And what do you reckon, mate?
I don't like it. I think it's, I don't think it's right, because I saw that, the Cowboys play the Raiders in early in
round 2 and round 6 or something. How stupid. Yeah,
it's dumb. And what about Eagles and Titans? Round 1, they play each other in round 5.
Yes, in round 5, I think it was,
True.
Yeah. And
How
then
stupid is that?
And same with Bulldogs, Broncos. Round 2, they play each other. Round 7, they play each other.
Sam, what do you think about that? I think it's ridiculous.
Sometimes it can be good, but I'm definitely on the side that doesn't like it. I remember a couple of years ago or 5 years ago that Souths and Roosters were only split up by about 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and same with Broncos and Cowboys, even less, all happening, all wrapped up by the end of May sort of thing. Sometimes it can be good, but no, I prefer it to stay as far away as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you want to, like in round 1, for example, like the what's the game? Panthers play Manly in round 1. I don't think they play each other again at all after round 1. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? What's another game? I'm trying to think on my head. Titans, Warriors Fanatics in the chat. Titans play Warriors in round 2, but then they don't play again in round 25. I mean, what? I mean, that's normally what you would expect, but not this time. Oh, yeah. Broncos and Souths will play in round 1, but they'll play again in round 8 or 9 or whatever round it is. Ridiculous.
Like for something as big as the Adam Reynolds game against this old club, you'd want to see the rematch that happens in Sydney happen sort of towards later in the year. Exactly, man.
Round 19 or something, like round 18, something like that. All right, I want to ask you guys this. What team do you think got a favourable draw? Now, I'm going to put it out there. I think the Panthers and the Storm were protected very hard. They got a very soft draw. Manly and Roosters also got a very good draw, so some of the big sides got very favourable draws for mine. Especially Melbourne and Penrith, they got a very easy run for mine. I think they got very lucky with the draw. Lorenzo, mate, who do you think won the draw? Who got the best draw, in your opinion?
I think Manly's is pretty good. So is Storms. I mean, Storms, they play heaps of easy teams that didn't make the top 8 last year to start off with in the opening couple of rounds. So that definitely helps them a lot. I think also, in my opinion, I think the Warriors have got a pretty easy draw to start off with as well. I mean, there's games they can win, but, as we know, they can even lose them as well. So I think their draw's not too bad, actually. I'd say mainly Manly and Melbourne. Absolutely.
What about you, Sam? Who won the draw?
I think we did, honestly, to not play Storm, Manly and Souths more than once this year is good, and our start to the year, it's 90% in Queensland. I'm sure we have a tough finish, but the rest of them, it's all up in our hands. So I like what we got this year, man.
I think the Cowboys definitely got a good draw. We don't play in Sydney till round 12 or something, and I think we only play 5 games in Sydney all year, which is also very good for us.
Mhm.
Not much travel. I think Penrith and Melbourne probably won the draw. They got a very good draw. I got to say, another team that got a hard draw as well, besides the Bulldogs, I think Newcastle got a very hard draw as well, I must say. Just trying to remember it off the top of my head. I think CJ Moxley said it to me earlier when we were on here against Newcastle, got the hardest draw. I said the Bulldogs. But, all right. Well, I'm going to say Melbourne and Penrith won the draw. I think they were protected very well. I think all of the top 6, top 5 were protected very, very well. But, you know, like I said before, anything could happen. Last year, we said Canberra had the best draw, and look what happened. I didn't even make the top 8. So, anything can happen next year. We talk about teams winning the draw, but Sam, what I'll say about the Cowboys draw, out of all the teams that missed out on the top 8 in 2021, I think the Cowboys got the best draw outside of the top 8 going into this year. I think we got the best draw going into 2022 out of all the teams that missed the 8 in 2021. What do you reckon about that?
That's fair, mate. I still yet to really soak in everybody's draw, but I agree with that, man, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go through each round, and we're just going to talk about some games that we think will be very good, and we're going to rate the rounds out of 10. So obviously, we don't know how either team's going to go next year. Any team could do anything. We got no idea what's going to happen. So let's go through round 1, and let's just figure out a rating out of 10 for the draw. We'll just see what you guys reckon. So obviously we got Penrith and Manly, a couple of big games on the Friday night. I don't need to go through them. You guys can all see them on the screen.
Yep.
I think round 1's fairly decent. I don't think it's anything special. What would you give round 1 out of 10, Sam?
I think I said the other night about a 7 out of 10, man. There's a couple of really good games, and I do like Raiders and Sharks as well. I've definitely warmed up on that. But my game of the round for round 1 is Penrith versus Manly by far and away.
I think we're all going to agree with Penrith Manly as the best game for round 1. What about you, Lorenzo? Are you the same?
Yeah, the other night I said 7.5, I think. Yeah, and the best game, Panthers and Manly for sure. I can't go past that.
I'm with you. I don't think we need to go into that round too much. I think we've already done enough on that round. But Panthers Manly is obviously the standout game for round 1. I think round 1 is very solid. Round 2. Now, round 2, Melbourne back to Melbourne for the first time in quite some time. I have to take on the Bunnies, Dragons, Penrith, Roosters, Manly, which is a very, very big game. Lorenzo, is that the game the day before your birthday, is it?
No, it's the one round 8 when we play the Rabbitohs. That's on
okay.
April 29th.
All right, we'll get to that one. Titans and Warriors up at Seabus. Sharkies back at Shark Park for the first time in a while against the Eels. That'll be good. Looking forward to that. Cowboys and the Raiders up there in Townsville. Hopefully we beat them again like we did last year. And then you got Knights and the Tigers at Newey, and then the Doggies and the Broncos to end round 2. I think round 2's got some good moments about it. I think round 2 is probably like a 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, so probably 7.5 out of 10, better than round 1 for the mere fact that Melbourne return and Cronulla return to old hallowed grounds, man. Yeah, I like round 2.
What about you, Lorenzo? What would you give round 2 out of 10?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, I think there's a lot of good games during round 2, so I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10 as well.
I'll just go with a 7. I think round 2 is a good round as well. Let's go to round 3. I think round 3 is looking very good. Just putting it out there. We've got a local derby to start off, which is a huge game. Saints and Cronulla. Tigers, Warriors. Big rivalry here. Bunnies and the Roosters. Panthers, Knights goes to Bathurst, which should be good. Melbourne and Parramatta in Melbourne. Parramatta have done pretty well against Melbourne the last couple of times, so that should be big. Raiders and Titans in Canberra. Broncos and Cowboys, which I am fucking keen for. Cannot wait. I'll be at that game, by the way. Can't wait for that. And then it ends off with Manly and the Dogs. I think round 3 is the best one so far, bro. I'm going to give round 3 an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's very good. Sam, what do you reckon?
You've got the Shire Derby, and you've got Easts and Rabbits, Broncos and Cowboys, all in the same round. Blockbuster round of footy, round 3.
Rivalry round. What would you give it out of 10? I'll give it an 8.
I'd give it an 8.
Yeah. Lorenzo, what do you think about round 3, bro?
Yeah, it's the best round by far. There's a lot of fantastic games to look forward to across the whole round of round
rivalries.
3.
Holy fuck.
3 rivalries. Yeah, about time we got some rivalries actually. Yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 as well.
It's a great round 3 is fantastic. Let's go to round 4. And we start off with a dog shit game between the Titans and the West Tigers. I'll be turning that off and watching something else. No, I'm only joking. Titans Tigers starts off round 4. Sharks Knights, Panthers Rabbitohs grand final rematch. That'll be good. Look forward to that. Warriors and the Broncos at Redcliffe. Manly Raiders at Mudgee. That'll be good. Cowboys Roosters in Townsville. Storm and the Dogs at Melbourne, and then you got the Eels and the Dragons at CommBank, which is Bank West. I can't call CommBank. I can't even call it CommBank.
Yeah.
I've got to call it Bank West. I think round 4 was very good as well. I'll probably give round 4 like a 7 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, about 7 out of 10. Not as good as round 3.
Yeah, Lorenzo, what would you give round 4, brother?
No, just a 7.5 out of 10, I believe.
I'm just saying, imagine putting the Eels and Dragons game on fucking Fox and not having that game open up on the Thursday night. Imagine having Titans and Tigers on 3T over Eels Dragons. Let that sink in. That's fucking bullshit.
But the game of that round is definitely the grand final rematch, boys.
The grand final rematch is the main one for that one. Definitely. All right, let's go to round number 5. Knights and Manly at Newey. Warriors and Cowboys up at Redcliffe. Warriors and NRL Fanatics, mate. I'm looking at you for that game. That'll be a good one. Look forward to that. Broncos and Roosters up at Brizzy. Raiders Melbourne at Wagga Wagga. That's something to look forward to. Souths and St George at ANZ. Titans Eels at the Gold Coast. Another game that I could potentially go to. Sharks Tigers and Dogs and Panthers. I don't think round 5 has that many good moments. I'll probably give round 5 like a 5 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
After what Warriors and Cowboys produced earlier this year, man, Warriors and Cowboys for me is the game of the round in this bloody one. Yeah, you got the Knights and Sea Eagles, 97 grand finalists, and Broncos and Roosters usually produce something weird and special every time they play. And then throw in Raiders and Storm, who have a fair bit of history. But I'm looking forward to Warriors and Cowboys, man.
Yeah. All right. Lorenzo, what do you think about round 5, mate? What would you rate it out of 10?
Yeah, personally, I don't think it's as great. I think it's there's some games with potential, but yeah, for the rest of the draw of round 5, I don't think it's that great. I'd give it just a 6 out of 10.
Just read.
That's what we want. That's what we're looking at right now, isn't it, eh? That's what we're looking at. Sorry.
Hang on, Sam. I've got to read this comment in the chat from Rugby League Productions. It says, lads, this might sound stupid at first, but one of the reasons why we think the top teams got favoured is because they don't have to verse themselves. Example, Penrith don't play against themselves. Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, bro. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, let's go to round number 6. Sam, I saw your little Instagram video. Raiders and Cowboys begins round 6. Explain to us, viewers out there, why you're so keen for Raiders and Cowboys in round number 6.
I live in Canberra. I'm leaving Canberra. This might be the last ever game I attend at GIO Stadium. That's all.
Well said. Well said. I think that's a good excuse. Should be fun, though. Like, Raiders and Cowboys had a really good game last year. That one in town.
Seriously, I'll be there with absolute bells on as soon as the gates open. They have a fair record in Canberra as well, the Cowboys. Channel 9 Thursday, man. I'll be there in the Cowboys away section.
And it's not going to be -10 because it's not winter, so it should be all right weather down there for you.
That sucks.
Should be decent weather. And plus, I want to mention round 6 is also the Easter weekend. So we get to Friday night, which is the traditional game, the Good Friday game, the Bunnies and the Dogs. That'll be a good one on the Friday afternoon. Penrith will take on the Broncos. Manly and the Gold Coast. Yeah, Turbo by 100. Melbourne and Cronulla, Roosters and the Warriors, Dragons, Knights, and then we got the Eels and Tigers on the Easter Monday, which should be fantastic. Round 6 is quite good, I think. I might give round 6 like a 6 out of 10. I think it's a good round. Lorenzo, I want to ask you, mate, what do you think about round 6?
Yeah, I don't mind it actually. I think because we've got the Good Friday game, and then we've got games like the Tigers and the Eels on the Easter Monday. So I think Easter round, or basically Easter weekend's always pretty good. Yeah, I like it. 7.5 out of 10. And with that Manly Titans game, I might my first game I might actually ever go to, or for this year. Yeah, for this year.
Make sure you take a pillow, mate, because it'll be 40-0 at half time, and the Titans will have nothing left. You'll be killing them.
Yeah, well, you know what? Turbo can give a signature on my pillow as well, so it's all good.
All right, Sam, what would you give round 6, bro?
Yeah, 8 out of 10. I think the Bulldogs Rabbits game will be very, very special, I think.
Probably the best Good Friday game I've had in years, to be honest.
Yeah, probably, man. Yeah, and then Para and West are always pretty good.
Always
but,
good,
yeah, I think Parramatta will be the stronger team on that occasion. But, yeah, looking forward to Raiders Cowboys.
Round 7, we got the Battle of the Beaches, Cronulla and Manly. That'll be a fantastic way to open up round 7. Broncos back to their usual Friday night boring slugfest against the Dogs. Fucking Friday night Broncos. Cowboys versus the Gold Coast Wankers. I'm looking forward to putting 100 on the Titans. Tigers and the Bunnies. That should be good. They had a great game last year where it went to the wire. Knights and the Eels at Newey. Panthers and the Raiders. And then we get the good old the Anzac Day. The Anzac tradition. The Dragons and the Roosters. I'm really looking forward to that. And then we get Melbourne and the Warriors. Also, that's round 7 is known as Anzac round. I think it's fantastic. What do you think about Anzac round? I think it's a very, very good round. I'll probably give Anzac round probably like a 6.5 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, it starts great with the Battle of the Beaches and then finishes with the Anzac Day traditional clashes. I think that Penrith and Raiders game on Anzac Day Eve, Sunday afternoon,
That's a good
will
game.
be an absolute belter, especially after what happened between those two sides earlier this year. It was a bit of a fiery old affair, and
those Panthers fans, those Panthers fans, there was about 100 of them picking on this Paul Canberra fella. Those fucking bullies.
All doing the Penrith clap.
Oh God, yeah, that was pathetic. That was pathetic. I don't even want to get into.
Give it about a 7.5 out of 10 this round.
What about you, Lorenzo? What do you think about that round?
I mean, it's not bad because obviously I think Manly and Sharks, the Battle of the Beaches, it's a pretty, always seem to have good clashes whenever they do play. I think overall, yeah, it's not a bad round. I can't really see much problems with it. So I give that maybe a 7 out of 10, just a solid 7.
Sounds good, mate. Let's get into round 8 where we got the Broncos and the Sharks, which is going to be a good one on the Thursday night. That should be a good game. Titans, Panthers on the Goldie. Rabbitohs and the Manly Seagulls. Now, Lorenzo, this is the game the day before your birthday, isn't it? This is a good game for you to attend.
Yes, yeah, I like to go to that game, actually. I've been to Gosford before, and yeah, it's a great stadium, so I hope I can go. And I probably will go.
Last time you were at Gosford, wasn't it when DCE, actually what I should say is you were at the game and you changed Manly's season, mate?
Yeah. Well, people would say usually Turbo would change Manly's season, but Manly started 4 straight losses, and then as soon as I go to a game, they actually win the game. So maybe I'm the reason why. You never know.
I think you are the reason why, bro. And then we've got the Warriors and the Raiders at Redcliffe, Doggies and the Roosters, an old rivalry there. Eels and the Cowboys, which is going to Darwin. I'll get into why I'm upset about that in a second. Knights and the Storm, and then we got the Dragons and the Tigers at Wollongong. Right. Eels and Cowboys at Darwin. I have a big fucking problem with this. For the last 2 years, me and Entertain House has been trying his heart off to get me to Bank West for an Eels-Cowboys game. And you know what's happened? COVID has happened, and it just hasn't been able to happen. And then the 1 year where things are getting back to normal, they send it to fucking Darwin. So the Cowboys don't even play one game at Bank West, so that's fucking annoying. But don't worry, Entertain House. I'm sure I'll get to a game at Bank West soon if NRL gets the draw right. But overall, I think this is just one of those typical NRL rounds. Nothing amazing. I think there's a great game between Souths and Manly. I'd probably give round 8 probably like a 6 out of 10 for me. What about you, Sam?
I think the game of the round is definitely the one that ProEnzo is going to attend, man. That Souths and Manly game up there in Gossie will be a classic, I reckon, man. And ProEnzo, you've got to do everything you can to get to it. If there was a runner-up for it, I'd say Newcastle in Newcastle against Melbourne could be a very competitive game.
What would you give round 8, Lorenzo?
I'd rate it maybe an 8 or 7.5 out of 10. I'll go 8, but I think it's not a bad round. I think there's some good games like Manly South, the one I'm going to go to, that one for my birthday, and then look, like you said, Nick, I think Cowboys and the Eels and in Darwin's a bit strange because they don't often play there at all. So why put it there? So I think it's a bit odd.
Not happy about it.
Round 9, 8 out of 10.
Round 9, the round before Magic Round. Round 9, the Bunnies and the Broncos. Reynolds versus the Rabbitohs in Sydney. That should be good. We've got the Raiders and the Dogs. Battle of the West. Panthers and the Eels. Manly Tigers. Roosters and Gold Coast, which is going to be at Mackay. Cowboys Knights in Townsville. Storm Dragons in Melbourne. And Sharks and Warriors at Shark Park. I don't think round 9's too bad. It's got a couple of good games. I'd probably give round 9 probably a 5.5 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
Just on the Raiders Bulldogs clash there, Jared Croker, if he plays round 1 and goes through all the way till round 9 in this game against the Doggies, he plays game 300. If you're a Raiders fan and if I'm somehow still stuck in Canberra, I'll be going there to check out Jared Croker's 300th game, man.
You'll be watching a very slow old man who's lost his touch.
That's harsh, bro.
I'm just being honest. I judge it how I say it.
I think he's good in defense still, man.
I think he's very slow.
True, dude. But that's something that awaits Jared Croker if he can play every game from round 1 to round 9.
Absolutely. Lorenzo, mate, what do you think about round 9?
I think it's a good round. Like, I think there's, Rabbitohs, Broncos, Reynolds versus Souths again. That's going to be good to kick off the round. I think it's an all right round overall. I think just give it a 7 out of 10. Solid 7.
Right. It's time to get into it. I can't wait for this. I'm so excited. Here it is. Round 10. Magic round. Oh my God. I cannot fucking wait for this. This is going to be the greatest round of all time. Magic round in 2021 was one of the greatest weekends of my entire life. It was so fucking fun. Yes, I had a car accident on the way up to Brisbane. I had a fucking concussion for Friday night football. I was still there. I didn't give a fuck. But besides the stupid car accident, it was the best fucking weekend. Yeah, the Cowboys didn't win, but to meet up with Entertain House, Shut the Gates, League of Inches, Warriors Fanatics, all of these social media platforms, Magic Round is the fucking best. And you know what? I'm not fucking hyped for it. Fuck, let's get the music on. Go, you fucking Magic Round. I cannot fucking wait.
Gotta say,
Can't fucking wait. Can't fucking wait for Magic Round.
Looking at it, I think the game of Magic Round is Melbourne and Penrith on that Saturday.
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying. But we'll go through it. So we've got the Doggies and the Knights to start up Magic Round. Manly and the Broncos, which has become some sort of traditional thing. Warriors and Souths on the Saturday arvo. Titans and the Dragons on Saturday. Melbourne versus Penrith, which is a fucking huge game. Sharks Raiders is another good game. Roosters and Eels is my favourite game, probably. And then we get the blockbuster main event.
Sorry, I had to laugh.
You fucking asshole. I'm just saying. The reason why Tigers and Cowboys is last because I say best for last, bro. Nah, I'm joking. No, but in all seriousness, Tigers and Cowboys should be on a Saturday night. They should swap that game with the with the Titans Dragons game for mine.
So what we got? We got Brisbane playing on the Friday night. We got the Titans playing on Saturday. So they kept it up with what they did this year by having every Queensland team play on each day. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm fine where it is. Yeah, I'm hoping to be at Magic Round as well too, mate. And
You
ProEnzo.
fucking better be at Magic Round.
I'm hoping to be. It's a very real possibility.
Don't hope, be there.
I will.
Be there.
Yes, sir.
Swear to God, I'll bloody come to your house and throw you in the car and I'll drive you there. Get you in there. I don't care if I have to drive 7 hours. I can't wait for it. Cannot wait. Champa, I can see all out Champa in the chat. He's going to be there, mate. I can't wait. Tigers and the Cows. Now, I want to ask you this one, Sam.
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with the Cowboys playing the Tigers at Magic Round?
I'm fine with it. I mean, we'd probably get a better crowd if we were playing this in Brisbane as we are, instead of down in Campbelltown or bloody Combank or Leichhardt sort of thing. So I think it's great for us, man. We don't have to leave Queensland as well. If we see all out champ at there at Suncorp Stadium as well, man, I mean, it's beers for all. It'd be on for young and old.
Well, originally for Magic Round, I was going to go up on the Friday morning, stay there Friday night, Saturday night, come back Sunday. I think I'll stay up there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come back Monday. I think I'll be drinking Sunday night for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah, for sure.
Tigers and Cowboys should be fun, man. Should be fun. Looking forward to it.
But that's Sunday. Sharks, Raiders, Roosters, Eels, and the game for us, man. Is a banger. It's a great day, and yeah, it's always very very special. Oh, not very special, but like it is a tradition now where Manly hosts the Broncos up there at Suncorp.
Lorenzo, you better be at Magic Round as well, mate.
I will be.
You will be good. I'll buy you a beer, but don't worry, you're underage, so I'll just fucking.
You've got to keep that on the down low, Nick.
I'll go to a pub and I'll sneak in the back door and I'll just make sure that there's no bullshit. I'll sneak you in. But in all seriousness, Magic Round, mate. How keen are you for Magic Round?
Yeah, no, looking forward to it because I was obviously hoping to go this year, but then obviously had things on that weekend, so couldn't go. But then, next year I'm going. I can't wait to meet Nick, Sam, and you both obviously, and other YouTubers and that. So it should be a fun weekend overall. And I think Manly Broncos. I wish Manly were playing someone else for once in Magic Round, but I won't complain. I think it's still good the whole weekend overall. So yeah, I think it's great Magic Round. I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I think it's the best round of the season, man. Everyone comes together. All 16 clubs are there. You run into people all over the place. Last year I saw Cooper Cronk. Didn't get to talk to him because he was running away from me and it was going into some fucking flying-in thing. And so it was impossible to catch him. And we saw Buzz Rothfield trying to hide a mask underneath him, the little dickhead. But saw Buzz. I saw a few people up there last year. I did meet a few fans. I met Joe Mahoney. He's been on the show before, on the late night show, the big Cal supporter. I met him last year. I met Lachlan, who's a Mad Broncos fan. I met him as well. Met plenty of people last year at Magic Round. And Warriors and Ever Fanatics. I can't wait for Magic Round. Lorenzo, mate, just get the plane from Sydney to Ballina and I'll pick you up. And I'll show you Lismore here. And then we'll go to Brisbane. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah. No, I'll be catching the plane anyway. So yeah, should be good.
It'll be a lot cheaper to go from fucking Sydney to Ballina too, because Sydney to Brisbane will cost you more money. But also, I'll be having a big pun that weekend. So if I lose money, make sure you guys donate to the channel that weekend or something like that. I'm only joking. But Magic Round's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for Magic Round. Should be a very, very fun round. Let's go for these other rounds real quick. Round 11, Knights and the Broncos, Tigers, Dogs, Eels, Manly, Dragons, Warriors, Cowboys in the fucking Storm, for fuck's sake. Roosters, Panthers, Rabbitohs and Raiders, and Gold Coast and Cronulla. Round 11, I think it's a bit of a flop compared to Magic Round. I'm going to give round 11 a 4 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
Okay. As to what look forward to, Roosters versus Panthers at the SCG.
That's the only thing I like.
And then you got Souths and Raiders happening in Dubbo this round. So there's a little bit of variety, but yeah, I'd probably just give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Lorenzo, what do you think about round 11, bro?
Looking at it and hearing about it, I don't think it's that great. Probably just an average 5.
An average 5, yeah, fair call. Let's go to round 12. The halfway mark of the season. Melbourne and Manly on a Thursday night at Melbourne. That's a big game. It's also 2 days. It's also 2 days after my birthday. My birthday's on the 24th of May, so just miss out for my birthday.
So just before you go on, Nick, this round is Indigenous round.
Is this Indigenous round? Is it?
This is Indigenous round.
I love Indigenous round. I think it's one of the best rounds of the season. Love it. Melbourne and Manly to start Indigenous round. Panthers and Cowboys. Why do we got to play Penrith and Melbourne on my birthday, before and after it, for fuck's sake? Broncos and Titans up at Suncorp. Warriors and Raiders. Rabbitohs, Tigers. Sharks and Roosters is a good game. Dogs, Dragons, and Raiders, Eels. I think this is a good round, actually, Indigenous round. I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
Did I just see that right? That the Dragons are playing the Doggies at Belmore.
Yes.
Yeah, I might go to that, actually.
Yep,
Okay, so what about the Queen's public holiday? That's in like 2 weeks, man.
we will get to that. I've got some. I know all. I'll tell you about that very soon.
What?
You will see.
Okay. Oh, no, I don't. Okay.
You'll
But
see.
Storm and Manly, I said at the start of the podcast, man, Storm and Manly games are always something to look forward to, man. So that's game of the round.
Yeah. Lorenzo, what about you, mate? What would you rate this round?
I think overall that round, because Storm Manly is a great way to kick off the round. So I think, I think that's perfect, because I think it's always good to see a rivalry game kick off the whole new round. I think it's not a bad round. I think it's I don't have really any issues with it. So I'd give that maybe just a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 7 as well. I think it's a great round.
And
Round
you and I
13.
did those Indigenous bloody jerseys the other day too, Nick, mate. So everyone in that round will be wearing their Indigenous jerseys.
Can't wait.
It'll be good.
Round 13. I will be at this game. It is
True.
It is the split round, so Origin stars will be out. Just so you guys know.
Yep.
So, round 13, it's the Titans and the Cowboys up at C-Bus. I'll be there. I cannot wait to watch the Titans get flogged. This is going to be fantastic. What else we got here for round 13? I'll be at that game. Looking forward to it. Panthers and the Dogs, Manly Warriors and the Raiders and the Roosters. I mean, there's not much of a round, really. I'll probably give it like a 5 out of 10. I'm obviously keen for Titans and Cowboys up at C-Bus, which I'll be at. Sam, what do you think about this round?
Yeah, just a 5 out of 10, mate. I think the game of the round for me would be Manly versus Warriors.
Yeah. Lorenzo, what do you think about round 13? Just the 4 games.
Oh, I can't really give it a huge rating since it's only 4 games, but yeah, I think 5 out of 10. I think there's games that could be all right if they, turn out to be that way. So yeah, 5 out of 10.
Titans will be without like Tino. They'll be without Fafita, Fodawaker, maybe Jared Wallace. They'll be without a lot of players. It's good for us. Fucking get that into your Titans, you fucking assholes. Look forward to that. Round 14. Cowboys open up this round 14 against the Dragons on the Friday night, the main 7:55 game. Titans and the Bunnies up at C-Bus. Roosters and Storm. That's a mouthwatering game at the SCG. Broncos and the Raiders up at Suncorp. Tigers, Manly, Knights and Panthers. Warriors and Sharks. And then here it is. The Queen's birthday has changed.
Oh,
It's gone from the Dogs and Dragons to the Dogs and the fucking Eels.
Wow.
oh, what a shame for Dragons fans.
That
Mate,
sucks.
from what I understand, Dragons fans are fucking fuming.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame them.
Because I thought it was more of their organised day instead of Canterbury's. Maybe I was
Supposed
wrong, but wow, okay, but Dogs and Eels. Well, Eels
Now-
fans should come out in force.
Dogs and Eels was a big game. It's in my opinion, it's the second biggest rivalry in the game. It's got a lot of history. This is a bit fucked for the Dragons. I feel real sorry for them. I think this is an absolute joke against them. This is absolutely bullshit. If you're going to take the Dragons off a public holiday game, at least give them a public holiday game to make up for it. But this is ridiculous. Bulldogs Eagles is a great game. Don't get me wrong. There'll be a huge crowd, but the Dragons to be fucked over like that, I think it's pathetic. To be honest.
Not fair.
Overall, it's a pretty good round of footy, though. I mean, have a look at it. It's got some really solid games. I'd probably give round 14 like a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah. So that's when all the Origin stars will be backing up, or maybe they won't be. So yeah, it'll be a very interesting round. 7.5 out of 10.
Lorenzo, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad round. Obviously, that's when like Sam said, all the Origin players come back. So yeah, I think 7.5, 7 out of 10 around that sort of rating.
Good call. Round 15, all the Origin players should be back for this round. Dragons and Bunnies on the Thursday night. Manly and Cowboys at Brookie. Yeah, that's going to be fucking great. Turbo versus the World. Melbourne and Brisbane. Cronulla versus Gold Coast at Coffs Harbour. Only a 2.5-hour trip for me, so that's a potential game I could attend. Warriors and the Panthers in New Zealand. Wow. Fuck. Auckland. Look at that. If it goes ahead, if they are allowed to go to New Zealand, then that would be awesome. The Warriors' first home game for a long time. That would be awesome. I hope it goes ahead. Eels and Roosters at Bank West. That's a big game. Raiders and Knights and Dogs, Tigers. I think it's a reasonable round. I'd probably give like a 6.5 out of 10. What about you, Lorenzo? I'll ask you first this time. What do you reckon, Lorenzo?
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, well, me versus you and Sam. So yeah, that'd be very interesting during the week, whole lead up. Yeah, but I like how Warriors are supposed to go back to New Zealand. I hope that happens. I could really hope so. But we said that this year as well, and it didn't happen. So that's but hopefully there's a change. Hopefully there's a change that they could go back after all.
Yeah.
I believe that's an all right round. So I'd say 7 out of 10 as well. I believe.
What do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, 7 out of 10, man. It's just not the game of the round, man. But Warriors-Panthers is one of the most significant days, potentially, on the 2022 NRL calendar, man.
Yeah, it might be a good one. Aiden Biscuit in the chat says, might go to that game at Coffs, Nick, only an hour drive. It's like 2 hours from me. Pretty sure. I might even actually, you know what, I'll have a look. Coffs Harbour. It isn't that far from here. Let me just double check. Coffs Harbour.
I'm
2
guessing
hours
it
and
should be an hour and a half.
2 hours and 12 minutes, really.
Sure.
So, I mean, 2 hours, that's not far. It's like going from here to Brisbane. It's not far. 2-hour trip. All right, let's go to round number 16. Oh, Manly versus Melbourne at Brookie. That's just mouth-watering again. That's beautiful. Knights and Titans. Panthers, Roosters. Wow, it's a big game. Cowboys and the Broncos. Holy shit. Rabbitohs and the Eels. And Dragons, Raiders. Fuck, that's a good round.
That's a stacked
16.
round, man.
That's probably like an 8.5 out of 10. That's one of the biggest rounds. Oh, that's a great round. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, likewise, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is the round to for Origin players to prove whether or not they should be picked for game 2.
I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest.
I think this is the round just before Origin 2. I'm pretty certain.
Probably is. What about you, Lorenzo? What would you give this round out of 10?
Definitely an 8 out of 10. I think it's by far one of the better rounds I've seen so far. I think mainly because Manly and Storm play each other on the Thursday night. But like what I'm saying is also like they play each other 5 weeks apart. So that's another one right there.
That's interesting. It's another one, yes.
Yeah, but no, it's a good round. I like it.
Round 17, Cronulla versus Melbourne to open up round 17. Knights and the Bunnies, Tigers, Eels, Broncos and Dragons. So only 4 games that round due to Origin players being out. I don't mind this round. Leichhardt Oval's interesting though. Tigers, Eels. That'd be good.
I'd love to know when was the last time Parramatta played at Leichhardt Oval.
Oh, it would have been a while. I think it's a pretty mediocre round to be fair. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Not a great round.
Yeah, just a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 for you. Lorenzo, not much to add on to it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, just a 5. Yep.
Yeah, not much to really say about round 17. Round 18, players backing up from State of Origin. Cowboys and the Sharks up there in Townsville. Eels and the Warriors at Bank West on the Friday night as well. Roosters and Dragons at SCG. Manly Knights at Brookie. Titans, Broncos at Seabus, which I might even be at. Tigers, Panthers, Storm, Raiders, and Dogs and the Bunnies on the Sunday night. Titans, Broncos is one that I'll probably end up attending due to my brother, always Brisbane Broncos, will probably go to that game. It's only like an hour and a half from here, the Gold Coast. I don't really mind round number 18. I'll probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. What about you, Lorenzo? What would you give this round out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think there's actually some good games in there. I think that's a round to look forward to personally. There's potential, so I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Sam, what do you think about this round?
Yeah, just another one. Just really not anything against it or for it. Just a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, sweet as. Let's go to round 19 now. We're getting closer to the business point end of the season. Eels and the Broncos at Bank West. Broncos first game at Bank West in quite some time. Dragons and Manly. Knights and the Chookies on the Friday night. Canberra versus New Zealand. Penrith and Cronulla. Souths and Melbourne on the Saturday night. That's a good game. Dogs and Titans at Bank West. And Cowboys and the Tigers on the Sunday Arvo up there in Townsville. I think round 19's got some pretty decent storylines. I'll probably give round 19 a 7 out of 10. I think it's quite good. What about you, Sam?
I think round 19 is the round where it's just free-for-all towards the end of the regular season, man. Every round from now on is a full stacked round, I believe. It's a good way to kick things off on the road to the finals, round 19. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. What about you, Lorenzo? What do you think about round 19?
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Also, the big thing is, I guess Moses Sully will be playing against Manly on the Friday night,
Yes.
so obviously gets his former club. So that's when you talk about storylines, that's one of them, obviously. So yeah,
Definitely.
I like it. I like the round overall.
Let's go to round 20, and we've got a big game here.
Oof.
Thursday night at Brookie. Fucking hell, this is a big game.
That is a big game.
Manly and the Roosters. That's a good game. Warriors and Melbourne in New Zealand. That'll be good if it goes ahead in New Zealand. Eels and Panthers, another big game. Titans, Raiders up at Seabass. Sharks and Souths. Broncos and Tigers. And Knights and Dogs and Dragons and Cowboys. I love this round a lot. This is a very good round. Now, the other thing as well, funny enough, my dad's birthday's on July 30. Dragons Cowboys played the day after his fucking birthday. I wish we had played on a Saturday. It would have been perfect for his birthday, but this is a good round for me. I love this round. I think it's a good one. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a great round.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 for me, mate, but it starts in the best way possible. That's a massive, massive game.
Oh, yeah. Lorenzo, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd go the same. 8 out of 10. You know, Thursday night, Manly Roosters, huge, and then you got the Friday night game, Battle of the West, Panthers and the Eels. So I'm looking forward to those two in particular during that round.
Round 21, Roosters and the Broncos at the SCG. Melbourne versus the Gold Coast Wankers down there in Melbourne. Manly Parramatta at Brookie. That's a good one. Souths and Warriors at Sunshine Coast. Raiders and Panthers in Canberra. Local derby, Saturday night game on Channel 9. Sharks and Dragons. Doggies and the Cowboys at Bundaberg. That's interesting. The Cowboys at Bundaberg. And Tigers and Knights at Campbelltown. I don't mind around 21. I'm probably going to go with like a 6 out of 10 for round 21. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, about a 7.5 out of 10. Super Saturday is definitely the day in this round.
Yeah. Lorenzo, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 this time. I like the round, actually. I think there's a lot of, Super Saturday is obviously the standout for mine. Good round, yeah.
No doubt. All right, here we go. We're getting even bigger. Round 22. Penrith versus Melbourne in Penrith on the Thursday night. Warriors and the Bulldogs in Auckland. Hopefully that goes ahead in New Zealand. Eels and South, another big game there. Roosters Cowboys at the SCG. Tigers Sharks at Tamworth. Broncos and Knights at Suncorp. Raiders and Dragons in Canberra. And the Titans and the Seagulls. I think this is another good round. I'll probably go with like a 6.5 out of 10 for round number 22. What about you, Lorenzo? What do you think about this round?
Yeah, well, it's first of all starts off pretty well. Panthers and Storm at Penrith. That's going to be a cracker, I suppose. And yeah, the round overall was very good. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
What do you reckon, Sam? What do you think about this round?
Yeah, going to go to a 7.5 out of 10. I think the game of the round is Penrith and Melbourne. And just a quick stat on Roosters Cowboys. First time ever Cowboys will have played at the SCG in this game.
Wow.
You serious? What?
Yep, first time ever the Cowboys will have played on the SCG.
Wow.
Fuck.
So, Nick, you and I might have to be there for something like that, eh?
Well,
I'm going to try and be there.
We don't play many games in Sydney, so I'm going to have to try to go to one of them. But who knows? That'll be an interesting game. Round 23, grand final rematch. Rabbitohs, Panthers, a huge game to open up round 23. Cowboys, Warriors up there in Townsville. Broncos and Melbourne. Eels and the Dogs, a huge rivalry game here on a Saturday afternoon. Parramatta versus Canterbury. Battle of the Beaches also. Manly versus Cronulla. Roosters, Tigers at the SCG. Dragons and Titans at Wollongong. And the Knights and the Raiders in Newey. I don't mind round 23. Obviously, the big game's the first one. Round 23 for me is going to get like a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. What do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, me, man. Yeah, the grand final rematch for sure. Definitely. Yeah, it's a good round, 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Lorenzo, what do you reckon, bro?
Yeah, it starts off the best way possible. South and Panthers, that should be great. And yeah, the round itself, it's good. I have no issues with it. So 7 out of 10.
National Sports Side in the chat says, why is Eels versus Dogs on a Saturday? Well, why are you copying Rugby League History's awards? That's what I'll say.
Oh, God.
Let's go to round 24 now.
Whoa.
Round 24. Broncos and Eels at Suncorp the day after my brother's birthday. So there is a 90% chance that I'll be at the Broncos versus Eels game. That would be a good one. Panthers and the Warriors on the Friday night. Storm and the Roosters in Melbourne. Raiders and Manly with another interesting game. Sharks and the Doggies at Cronulla. Rabbitohs, Cowboys at ANZ Stadium. Tigers, Dragons at Bank West. And Titans and Knights at Seabus. Round 24, lads. What do we reckon?
Not too bad, man. About a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, just neither here or there for me personally, dude.
I'd probably give it like a 6.5, maybe a 7. Probably a 7 for me because I might be at the Broncos Eels game. Good chance I will be. Lorenzo, what do you think about round 24, mate?
Yeah, I think basically it's one of those sort of rounds where it's not bad but not great at the same time. So 7 out of 10, I'd give it. Let's
go to the final round now, which is always important. Parramatta play Melbourne to open up the last round of the season at Bank West. Doggies and Manly at Stadium Australia. Roosters, Rabbitohs, TBA. We all know that's going to be the new Sydney Football Stadium. So lock that one in. That'll be Allianz or whatever they're going to call it nowadays. Warriors and Titans in New Zealand. Hopefully that goes ahead. Dragons, Broncos at Cogra. Cowboys and fucking Panthers at Townsville, for fuck's sake. Knights and Sharks, and then we got the Tigers and the Raiders to end off the 2022 regular season. What'd you give the final round, lads? I'd probably give it like a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it about a 6.5 as well, man. I like Para versus Melbourne, and I like Tigers versus Raiders at Leichhardt Oval, the final game of the year, or the regular season anyway. But yeah, start busting out the voodoo dolls of Panthers dolls, mate, because Cowboys, if they need to beat Penrith to make the 8 or stay in the top 8, oh, bloody hell, performance of their days, man, performance of their lives. But no, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10.
The Cowboys semi-final will start a week early if they're in finals contention. Lorenzo, what do you reckon about the last round, bro?
Yeah, again, I think it's an okay round. I don't think it's bad or anything great. I might go to that Bulldogs and Manly game on Friday at Stadium Australia since it's nearby and since, it's obviously a game I can get to pretty easily. So I might just go there to end off one of the last games of the year. So, yeah, I think it's like a 6 out of 10, I suppose. All
right. So we've gone through the fixtures. My favourite round is personally Magic Round. I'll be there. I seriously cannot fucking wait. Magic Round is my favourite round. Sam, what's your favourite round?
I think I got awestruck by round 16, man. I thought there were, I think Broncos and Cowboys were in there. I think it had
like
Manly and Cronulla at the start, but I think round 16 stood out to me.
Yeah, Lorenzo, do you have a favourite, bro? I think for me, it's Magic Round. What about you, mate?
I don't really have like a personal favorite round, but like not like a regular round or anything. But yeah, if I had to pick like a favorite round, like in general, I think it's Magic Round as well because I'll be obviously attending and first time probably being at a Magic Round, being at Magic Round as well, first time being there. So yeah, I'd go that one as well because I think it's gonna be a good time and I think it's gonna be really good. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's I want to go back to Magic Round for a second. Hang on, what's wrong with this fucking thing? All right, so where we go, round 10. So what I want to do now, I want to let you guys know what games that we're all going to try and attend this year. So I've written down a list of the games that Nick from Australia is going to try to attend in 2022. I've got about 7 games here that I reckon I could attend. About 6 of them are probably realistic, to be fair. So I'll ask Sam and Lorenzo after I get through mine. So the games that I will try to attend to. Round 1, Broncos versus Rabbitohs, sorry. That'll be a game that I may attend. Not going to say I'll definitely be there, but Broncos and Rabbitohs in round 1 is a game that I could potentially attend on the Friday night at Suncorp Stadium. Round 3, the Broncos versus Cowboys, Sunday afternoon game at 4 p.m. I can pretty much guarantee you that I will be at that game. I guarantee you I'll be there. Broncos, Cowboys, Sunday afternoon, Suncorp Stadium. It'll be a fucking hot day, but it'll be fantastic, and I guarantee you I will be at that game. A game that I want to try and get to, but probably isn't as realistic as the Broncos and Cowboys game. Round 5. Warriors play the Cowboys at Redcliffe, which is about 3 hours all up for me to get to, which is a bit of a trip for me. But round 5, Cowboys play Warriors at Redcliffe on a Friday night 6 o'clock game. Not going to say it's impossible to attend to, but it might be difficult to get there, so I'll try and get to that game. Round 10, Magic Round. That's a fucking no-brainer. I will definitely be there. I'll be on the piss. I'm sure of it. By night time anyway, I'll probably start drinking. Magic Round will be sick. That'll be the one I guarantee you I will be at. Round 13, Thursday night game, Titans and Cowboys. I will be there. It's C-Bus Super Stadium, Thursday night. Gold Coast is only an hour and 10 minutes from me, so I will definitely be up at that game for round 13. Round number 18, which is a Saturday night game, Titans versus Broncos. That's another game I probably will attend to. Like I said before, my brother's a mad Broncos fan. C-Bus is only an hour away from here, so Titans and Broncos in round 18 on a Saturday night is pretty realistic. I'll probably be at that game as well. And round 24, Thursday night, Broncos and Eels, the day after my brother's birthday. I'll probably be at that game as well. They're the games that I'm going to try to attend to in 2022. And if you guys are going to be at that game or try to, let me know because it'll be fantastic to meet all the people that watch this channel. So Magic Round will be the big one, and I'm looking forward to Magic Round. But Sam, what games are you going to try and attend to next year, mate?
Yeah, got a handful of them for sure. I'm not saying this to try and G anyone up. I'm going to try and get to the NRLW triple header that's happening at McDonald Jones Stadium on the 27th of February. Never been to Newcastle before, and why not go check out McDonald Jones Stadium as well? So I might go check that out. I will try to get to Canberra versus Cronulla in round 1. And what else have I got here? I'd like to get to, well, I will be. This is the number 1 priority for me next year. Raiders versus Cowboys at GIO Stadium on a Thursday night. Sensational. Anzac Day Eve, Penrith versus Raiders on a Sunday Arvo. Magic Round, I'm definitely going to try to. And then by the time I'm living in Queensland next year, I might have an opportunity to drive to Bundaberg, mate. So I'll have that on the list, and I'll try to get to Bundaberg for the Dogs and Cowboys. And if things are that smooth for me next year, I'll try everything I can to catch a flight from Brisbane down to Sydney for that Roosters Cowboys SCG game.
Wonderful. Well said. Lorenzo, what games are you going to try and be at next year, mate? Obviously, it's difficult to figure it out now. But what games do you reckon you have a chance on attending next year?
Yeah, so obviously plenty of Sydney games I'll be going to, whether that involves Manly or not doesn't really matter because I'll try and attend as much games as possible. So some games I might go to, I think, Manly when they take on the Storm at Four Pines Park, that's on not the first time they play each other, but the second time.
Yeah.
So that's in round 16, I'm pretty sure when they play. So I'll try and attend that one if I can. I think also Magic Round will definitely be there. That's one I'm guaranteed to go to. I want to go to like some sort of random Sydney game. I might go to the Queen's birthday game between the Eels and the Bulldogs. Obviously I went there this year when it was Dragons and Bulldogs, so I might go to that one as well. Then there's a game at Belmore. I think it is Dragons and Bulldogs on the Sunday. I mean, Belmore's like 20 minutes away from where I am, so I just pretty much catch a bus or walk there. It wouldn't really matter because I think that's definitely on the bucket list of trying to get to. I think just a couple of other Manly games I'll try and attend, vlog them and all that. So, I'll work it all later. But I'm keen. Very keen.
I'll see you at Magic Round.
Yes, I'll see you and everyone else that's going.
With Magic Round as well, I'm going to try and do this. I'd like to get like all of the rugby league YouTubers. We could all hire out a fucking hall for like an hour and do like a big fucking thing where we have fans come in. Obviously, if you're not double vax, you probably won't be allowed to go in due to the Queensland rules now. Thank you, Palaszczuk, you dumb bitch. But the rules are the rules. But I think if I can talk to a couple of rugby league YouTubers and we can get like a big thing going where we hire out a hall for like an hour, maybe on the Saturday morning or something or whatever, I think it'd be fantastic to get people to come watch us, all the rugby league YouTubers live in the one venue, and we could do like a show in a hall or something. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll try my best.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be keen to chip in for that as well, and I think it'd just be great for all of us to meet up by the Wally Lewis statue, for example, and then just go on from there, dude, honestly, on the Friday night.
It'd be fucking sick. I want to do it. It'd be fucking good. And I got to say this as well. If you're going to be at Magic Round next year, come and buy us a beer. We're going to be drunk, probably. We're going to be off our faces. We won't know what we're doing after Friday night.
Buy Lorenzo a Coke. Buy Lorenzo a Coke.
Lorenzo will be drinking orange juice, maybe some bloody lemonade. Lorenzo will be very, very sober. I'll be the one loose. After 10 p.m., after I'm finished watching the footy, after the reviews are all done, beer time, I'll be loose cannon on after 10 p.m. I can guarantee you that. But we'll try our best. Logan said kick the trolls out with security. I'll just knock them out with my fist. Dead set. Won't take
We're our own security.
Yeah, well, all the YouTubers together, they don't stand a chance. Zaya says sneak one in, Lorenzo. Not easy. Not easy. Very difficult. The security nowadays is very, very hot. Very tough. But I reckon that might do it. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get on out of here?
No, that's all. Thank you very much for having me, mate, on such a big, important bloody video. Thank you very much for the chat.
It's been good fun. Lorenzo, anything else you want to add before we get on out of here, brother?
Oh, not really. I think it's been a great podcast yet again. Thanks, Nick and Sam, for just again, another great podcast to be talking about a big day in terms of the draw coming out and what games we might potentially go to. It's been fun. So, thanks again.
Well, I want to thank Lorenzo and Sam for coming on the show as always. Every week they're on the podcast. And if you haven't subscribed to their YouTube channel yet, make sure you guys do it. The link for their channels is in the description below. But guys, we might get on out of here now. I'm going to go and have a fucking drink or something. I'm buggered. I've had a big day today. I've got nothing left of me now. But guys, that's it. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, fellas.